This submission has been informed by an approach influenced by the choices that have been made regarding the following issues. Firstly, the matter around demand forecasts, the fact that we have this continuous tension between, from where we sit, securing continuity of supply and highly unpredictable demand. Secondly, the capital expansion program. Thirdly, demand management. And fourthly, the whole matter of cost reductions to especially additional interventions that I'm now going to detail. Under demand forecasts, the sale assumption has been changed to include 8.5 terawatt-hour of demand-side management savings over 5 years, resulting in a lower sales forecast. The demand forecast has also been adjusted to take into account the impact of solar water heating. Looking at responsibly and looking at the responsibility for new capacity and the rephrasing thereof, we need, and we felt we have looked at this, at the optimization of the schedule of Kusile to take into account certain delays that have already resulted relating to certain specific contracts, and given the lower demand forecasts, this also allows for further flexibility. And in this regard, it should be pointed out that the impact on the schedule of the major committed contracts is being assessed and may be unaffected. In addition, we have looked at the rephrasing of other build projects. We have looked at the introduction of more IPP options in later years after the MYPD2 period, the removal of the initial expenditure to prepare for the next coal-fired power station, Coal 3, on the basis that Eskom need not build this capacity, removal of the funding for the capital expenditure for the next nuclear option in Eskom's funding requirement for the MYPD2 period, delaying the wind option SERE for 1 year, and exploring whether it could be built by a third party. Removal of the expenditure for the Department of Energy IPP from Eskom's funding requirement for the MYPD2 period has been recommended based on the revised demand forecast. It should be noted that most of the above choices are subject to the final integrated resource plan. In terms of cost reductions, we have reduced operating expenditure. This includes a reduction in the primary energy plan to reflect the impact and savings of demand-side initiatives. We have also removed the provision for the maintenance repairs to roads after the first year on the understanding that the roads will be maintained by a provincial government or the South African National Roads Agency Limited, and that Eskom will only be liable for a shadow toll for its benefit in terms of its use of roads for coal haulage. In terms of additional funding, the revised application factors in an assumption of additional borrowings of about 8.5 billion rands. For planning purposes, we have assumed that equity of at least 20 billion rands will be sourced from the private sector at a project level within 24 to 36 months, but the intention is to maximize the introduction of such private equity. As a result of these choices that have been made, and relying on the commitment to mitigate the risks that could materialize, Eskom has applied for a revenue requirement that translates into a price increase of 35%.